the most dangerous political organization in the United States. This machine destroys fascists. The most dangerous political organization in the United States was just created. Not the Heritage Foundation, not the Federalist Society, not another well-funded machine with no accountability to anyone but its donors. If you are a fascist, an oligarch, or anyone working professionally and well paid to end democracy in America, this is the organization that is coming for you. Dangerous the way an educated, organized public is dangerous. One that knows exactly what was done to them and refuses to forget it. Before we get to where this goes, you need to see where it has already been. What you have built over the last 8 months is larger than most of you know. For 8 months, millions of readers have found this work, and over 50,000 of them showed up and stayed, following through on calls to action hundreds of thousands of times daily at varying intensity. The calls themselves are shaped by the Discord and the comment sections as much as by anything I bring to the page, and they have put this community's voice in front of hundreds of elected officials tens of thousands of times. This community has educated hundreds of thousands of people about uncooperative federalism, soft secession, and oppositional federalism, frameworks that most of the country hasn't caught up to yet. It made it possible to write model legislation, including A Bribe is a Bribe Act, the State Fiscal Sovereignty and Election Protection Act, the Corporate Welfare Accountability Act, and the Child Sex Trafficking Investigation Act, workshopped directly with elected officials and carried to legislative desks by our readers, our legislative crew in the Discord, and by me personally. State legislators are ready to sponsor it. State attorneys general are now having conversations about task forces to independently investigate the Epstein cover-up. Governors are discussing the use of emergency powers to protect their residents. These conversations are happening because this community started them. It has taken me across the country into meetings with state Democratic Party chairs, state House and state Senate members in multiple states, indivisible groups, county Democratic organizations, and Veterans for Peace chapters. We went to Minneapolis twice to cover Operation Metro Surge, meet with activist groups and elected representatives, and bear witness after federal agents killed Renee Good and Alex Preddy. While we were there, this community funded and helped distribute roughly 5,000 posters and mailers giving activists specific demands and direct contact information for Attorney General Keith Ellison, County Attorney Mary Moriarty, and Governor Tim Walz. Everything we have built stays. What we are adding is an official FEC-compliant political organization that can run coordinated campaigns. This is not a political organization where you write a check and hope someone spends it wisely. You get in the Discord, you get in the comments, you reach out to me or Bashir directly. You help us decide where the money goes and what it does. Our first campaign is called Shake the Base. Donald Trump won 83% of the vote in North Alabama in 2024. A fortress or a paper tiger? We intend to find out. Because inside every fortress, behind the propagandists and the party officials, are people who just live there, the people the machine was built on the promise of serving. We are going to them directly with the machine's own record, and we are going to let them decide. Modern politics runs on the same unspoken agreement that holds a cartel together. You stay out of my territory, I stay out of yours, and we both profit from the arrangement. Both parties pour their money into the margins and leave the rest of the map alone. That is not what we are doing here, because this is not about a race or a party. If you want revolutionary change, the kind this country was actually founded on, you have to bring the ideas to everybody. Not just the persuadables, not just the activists, everybody. Some will get angry, some will ignore it. Some will start asking their representatives questions that keep them up at night. Some will stop pulling the lever for the machine that lied to them. Some will go from lifelong Republican to demanding their state create its own public health insurance provider and fund public works projects through a state bank. Some will become general strike organizers. You do not build a movement by talking to the already converted. You build it by making sure everyone hears the ideas that can change everything. That is why the oligarchs control the media. That is why you cannot get a big money-funded candidate to actually support ambitious pro-working class policies. We can change that here, now, together. We are deploying mailers, postcards, and literature into the deepest red districts in America across Appalachia, rural Texas, rural Mississippi, and rural Tennessee. Every household, no party filter. We hit them on Epstein, on corruption, on the economy, on the wars. We start with the truth. When you plant enough of it, doubt will naturally grow on its own. The same way grass can grow through and shatter concrete, so too can truth shatter and crumble authoritarianism. Shake the Base is the first campaign. It will not be the last. Think about what an organization like this can do. We can turn the ideas you read here into mailers, social media campaigns, and events that reach people who have never heard of soft secession or oppositional federalism and walk them through it plainly. We can take model legislation and put it directly in front of the public, not just their representatives, so that the people demanding it understand exactly what they are demanding. We can promote the policies this community already believes in, public options, worker protections, the things that poll at 70% and never get passed, and start actually getting them passed. We can build toward general strike organizing. We can go after the politicians who are part of the cover-up, expose them, and make them toxic in their own districts. These are ideas. There are others we have not thought of yet, and some of them will come from you. Get in the comments. Get in the Discord. Tell us what you think this organization should be doing. Tell us what campaigns and events you want to see. We are building this together. That has always been true. Now it is official. None of this happened without the people reading these words. Neither will this. This is where you can fund a machine that destroys fascism. https://terpac.org